What's up, guys? We are live once again. Welcome back to another Crypto Weekly Review live stream. Yes, I do have a new look, you can see, but it's the same old bear market BS. You can see I have a ticker right here, so you can watch your favorite coins going down real time. But yeah, so welcome back, guys. We are on the edge of another cliff with cryptocurrency. We have a lot of FUD clouds overhead. Okay, so before we start, guys, let me know if you're hearing me okay, if you're seeing me okay. If not, then it's your own fault. Okay, it's your own fault. So we got some sound drops, we got a new laptop, we got a new look. Okay, so I am quite excited about it. But I'll tell you one thing, I am not too excited about next week. Next week is looking a little bit rough. Okay, we got Genesis. These guys at Genesis, they need to raise $1 billion by Monday. That's tomorrow. Okay, otherwise it's we got DCG, you know, Barry Silber, we got GBTC. We have a lot to talk about. There's a lot of storm clouds overhead, but I'm asking myself, could we get some sort of a capitulation next week? Which is kind of funny in a way, because we've already had 2 capitulations this bear market. Like, how many more can we have? You know, as bad as this bear market has been, we still really haven't seen that 85% retracement from Bitcoin in one of the worst economic times that Bitcoin has had. Okay, so Bitcoin has always been living in the time of QE, of low interest rates, of money printing. Okay, so now this is the first smession. Okay, like, all right, guys, we can't say that word on YouTube or we'll get demonetized again. So, you know, this is the first time that Bitcoin has seen economic troubles. Remember, it came out of money printing. It came out as an alternative to the big banks. So now that there is a credit crunch, crypto is falling way harder, way faster than everything else. But at the end of the day, as painful as this seems, we still haven't really reached the common Bitcoin retracement, which is 85%. So is it really that bad, or are we just more in tune to everything? The news itself around Bitcoin, around cryptocurrency, is very, very bearish right now. We are doing this stream in the absolute bottom of the bear market, and we'll get into some of that a little bit later. First, let's shout out the chat. Crypto Cat Doge, shout out to you, bro. Thank you for being here. Let me know if all my audio is coming in good. We got Jay Diggity. Jay Diggity says, check out HDRN. We will, my friend, we will. Once we jump into the charts, we'll check it out right away. Marcel, that's my dude, man. Shout out to you. What's up? And also GBTC not disclosing current holdings. Yes, they are not. And I actually have some chain analysis that we're going to take a look at. Moneymaker, shout out to you. Not sure if I seen you there or seen you here before, but welcome to the Wolf Pack. Like and subscribe. Join our Telegram. We're always trolling, posting memes, having fun, talking shit. It's a censorship-free zone. You can come in there, talk all the shit you want. You can shill whatever you want, you know. Come kick it with us. Moneymaker, shout out to you. TD, you finally made it. Now, I actually had like a personal live stream basically with TD. Cool guy, man. I'm glad you could make it. And so shout out to you guys. All right. With that introduction behind us, let's jump into the charts, okay? And it worked. Here we are. So we are looking at Bitcoin right now. Remember, in the last video that I made, which by the way is doing really well considering that I've been demonetized and put in the doghouse by YouTube, okay? And Bitcoin has an ascending triangle, which is a bullish formation, but we are breaking out of it right now. Okay, so we are below it. It doesn't look like it right now, but if we switch to the hourly chart right here, you can see we are below this trend line. We are rejecting it and kind of, you know, riding on the opposite side of it. This does not look good, but this daily candle has to close below here. Now, look, Genesis needs to come up with $1 billion. So I don't know if we need to have a sacrifice phase. I don't know if the Wolfpack needs to go in their couch and look under the cushions and try to find that Billy. But if they don't come up with it, and there aren't any bids right now, we could see another major move down, another big impulse down. And if we take a look at the weekly chart right here, I mean, dude, this looks absolutely terrible. You can see that the volume is super, super low on this. We have a little bit of a doji right here. You can see really clearly that this trend line is broken on the weekly chart. And that's going to be closing in a few hours, man. It just doesn't, it does not look good, okay? Things are not looking good. Now, this ascending triangle has probabilities to break to the upside. And the measured move should be, we can draw that really quick right now. You know, let's draw this move right here and then put it up here. And what does that do? Boom. It takes us to the S2 pivot, right? That's how this stuff works, you know, like it all kind of rhymes. That's the poetry of technical analysis. I always say that. This could take us to the S2 pivot. You can see that this candle right here stopped here. So like, yes, we could get a breakout. Everybody's expecting doom and gloom tomorrow. We could get a pump, but I think sadly that it'll probably be short-lived as we have a lot of FUD around us right about now. And it could be even worse than FTX. It could be even worse than 3AC. I mean, you could kind of argue that it's all the same big capitulation. You know what I mean? Let's say Genesis comes up with that Billy tomorrow. They come up with $1 billion. Let's say Barry Silbert sells a bunch of GBTC at a 50% discount and absolutely destroys himself and bails out Genesis. What's that going to do? All it's going to do is prolong the capitulation for another few months. Remember when 3AC happened and then FTX bailed them out? And then what happened? We ranged sideways. We built this little bear flag right here. And then what happened? Then we had another collapse. So it's like, I'm asking the chat, literally, I want to know what you think. Do we want Genesis to get bailed out? Is it going to just prolong this bear market? Do we want a clean bottom? At this point, like, you either sold or you're too underwater to sell, or it's not worth for you to sell, right? So I'm asking you, like, do we want Genesis to be bailed out, or do we want just a nice big capitulation to the downside? Do we want that nasty, nasty wick to the downside? Peel the Band-Aid off and just get it over with. You know, that's kind of the camp that I'm in. Just let it collapse already. Stop trying to prop it up. There's been gross misallocation of resources here. There's been fraud here. You know what I mean? Like, dude, just let it collapse. Let the people who were, remember, Genesis was using JPEGs as collateral. They were using NFTs as collateral. They deserve to kind of go bust. Now, look, I understand that Genesis is like the premium broker. They're the ones that get like money from like the traditional finance markets and bring it in and out of crypto. The big funds, you know, like they are the plumbing. They are the infrastructure for cryptocurrency. But at this point, dude, if you're using like monkey pictures as collateral, you need to do bankruptcy. You need to restructure. Crypto will survive. We're on chain. We're decentralized enough. We can rebuild again. But if we bail them out, what's going to happen? We're just going to build another long, drawn out, boring pattern, and more people will capitulate, leave, and lose interest, and it's just going to break to the downside anyway. Okay, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking today. Like, just just let it collapse. Let's just go to 10K. Let's get it over with now. You know, I'm tired of this, dude. This is like torture right here. These candles are straight up torture. Just get it over with. All right. Anyways, I'm going to get off my soapbox now. What's going on, chat? What's up? You want to look at Hedron? All right. Let me take a look at Hedron real quick. He came in here early and he wants to look at Hedron. So let me find it quick. We got PLSD right here. I haven't used it in a long time. So just bear with me. Bear with me for 2 seconds. Type in the chat if you want to look at Hedron. Where is it? Yo, I gotta purge some of this shit. There we go. There it is. All right. Hedron. Oh shit, bro. I thought it was gonna be pumping. I swear to God, every time I look at Hedron, the thing is freaking pumping. It like literally doesn't care what the market's doing. It's like its own little ecosystem. So when you said you want to look at HDRN, I was like, oh shit, this is gotta be lit. What happened, bro? What happened with Hedron on the daily chart? I mean, we're kind of in outer space here. Why don't we switch the time frames and see if we can find some support? Here we go. The 4-hour chart, we have some support here. It didn't take out these lows. What is this? The November 7th wick. We have not taken that down yet, but guys, this looks bad. Look at these pivots. Like, if you don't trust these yet, like, look at this. It poked through, sucked up the liquidity that is there. Remember, think of this as a syringe that sucks up liquidity. How much liquidity did it suck up? Look at this wick. It's a small wick. There wasn't a lot of buyers over there. We've almost had a complete retracement back down to the lows. Okay, this is not looking good. We do have some support at the S1 pivot. Best case scenario, we get a pump up here to the point of control. Now remember, the point of control is the most Hedron that has been traded on this chart in this time frame. Okay? So yeah, like right around here about, holy, there's so many zeros. A bunch of zeros, 2, 6, 3, 1, 4. You know, I think that's the best case scenario that we kind of go back up here. Now remember, this is the most HDRN that has been traded is in this area. So there's going to be a lot of sellers here. There's going to be a lot of pressure back to the downside. I really see it coming down to this pivot. Now, look, I've been telling you guys, these pivots are the closest thing to a crystal ball that you're going to find. All right. You shake and I'm shaking the 8-ball right now and it goes, come back later. Oh, you're wrecked. It's going down. That's basically, you know, like what these pivots are, the best crystal ball, the magic 8-ball in crypto. So I guess the next stop is going to be, you know, about 21,068, you know, if it takes out these lows, which, I mean, it kind of looks like it, especially on the daily chart right here. Now, I love HDRN, okay? I'm staking all of mine right now. I'm not buying like HSI stakes or not. There's people in our chat that are really, really good with this, especially Dark Savant. Shout out to him. He's like one of the best guys in our chat, in our Telegram, man. He's so freaking smart, right? So yeah, he's doing the HSI thing. He's like getting cheap T-shares. Hedron is one of the best things to happen to Hex, I think, other than PLSD. Those are the two ones I like. And with that being said, I just got to be honest with you, man. This shit, bro, it looks like AIDS. It looks like it's going to come down over here. You know, we got on the daily chart, we got like 19,537. Okay. It's going to come down. Okay. Especially going into the FUD week. Now, you know how crypto is. It's like sometimes it does the opposite. I mean, let me take that back. Most of the time it does the opposite of what you think. So everyone's saying, dude, Genesis, they got to come up with the Billy by tomorrow, you know, check under your car seats for change. But we're all expecting a massive collapse on Monday. We're expecting a Black Monday in cryptocurrency. So you know what probably will happen? Some sort of short squeeze and everybody gets wrecked. But in the mid to the long term, guys, this isn't looking good. Look, we took out this low. This is the worst part right here. Taking out this low breaks down this whole structure right here. And now we're looking for new support. And new support is on this pivot right here, right around, you know, right around the 2000 mark. Okay. So I'm sorry to tell you, bro. I hope you don't leave, but I'm just telling you. What do you want, man? Do you want the hard truth, or do you want pretty lies? You know what I mean? Because this is the wolf pack. All right, we kill to eat. Like this, we're keeping it real here. And bro, this Hedron thing is not looking very good. What else you guys want to look at before we look at news? Let me know in the chat. What do y'all want to look at? How are you feeling? What are you doing? Come back to Bitcoin here. This, you know, the probabilities are like 63% that these ascending triangles break to the upside. It's better than not. But the problem with this ascending triangle is ascending triangles are continuation patterns in an uptrend. All right. They're not reversal patterns. Reversal patterns are more like RSIs and stuff. And it looks like, let me take a look at the RSI and the Stokes. Yeah, it looks like it's confluent. So there's no indicators of a reversal here. So I would break the probabilities down a little bit lower. Right now, with a news-driven environment, I'm gonna say that the probabilities are going with like either a short squeeze or massive panic FUD on Monday, a Black Monday. Okay, so I don't know if how valid this thing is, but this is bullish price action, because price action, all it does is show the psychology of the market, and people want to buy here, and that's what this shows. Okay, so that's kind of what we're talking about over here. So what else we got? Moneymaker, shout out to you, bro. Super Snake, hey, I love him. I love seeing you here, bro. What's up, man? I'm not going to go on another rant how I had a Terminator Cobra, because you have never responded, and I told you to hit me up in Telegram so I could show you. Had a big Kenny Bell on it. You're a Mustang guy. All right, but look, I'm not gonna go into that. Okay. What up, Van? Shout out to you, bro. Win Pulse Chain. Win Pulse Chain. Win Server Farm. What's going on, Van? What's up? Last Wolfpack. Shout out to you, bro. Are my sound drops working good? Dump it hot, steamy, and smelly. Oof, I don't know. Are you talking about Caroline, or what are you talking about? Are you talking about the market? Oh man, yo, Genesis is using JPEGs. Who's the monkey now? Yeah, no kidding, man. I can't believe it. These NFTs were a big flop. In fact, I kind of actually have a story about NFTs here. Let me see if I can find it. Coachella, yeah. Coachella NFTs stop working due to FTX collapse. What the hell? Coachella used NFTs? Why? If you use NFTs, why are you going through FTX? Just use OpenSea. But now all of these poor, cute, sweet influencer girls can't get into Coachella. Oh, man. Sam Bankman-Fried ruins everything. God, he ruins Coachella? Come on, man. This guy needs to be in jail, dude. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to see this clown in jail. But Coachella partnered with FTX. Sorry, guys, I can't read out loud. I was never good when in class when they told me to read out loud. Oh, my God. Coachella partnered with FTX to sell a collection of NFTs in February, ultimately ranking in around $1.5 million. So, I mean, it's substantial. But I mean, 1.5 million, it's not the end of the world. It's not like a whole bunch of people bought these NFTs, not too many influencers bought these NFTs. So, but yeah, now that's some funny stuff. So what up, chat? Pulse Doge, HDRN auction event is over and it did not pump lending into auctions as expected. Okay, it did not pump into the lending into the auctions as expected. Yeah, man, we're living in an anemic market right now. I mean, you really can't expect anything from anything. I still think it's a good project. I still think it's super, super interesting. But yeah, you can't expect much from anything right now. We are absolutely at the bottom of the bear market right now. And not only that, we have another cliff below us, okay? And this one could be the Grand Canyon of them all, as Genesis and DCG and Barry Silbert is insolvent. So we can get into that just a little bit right here. And shout out to the Crypto Cowboys. Okay, so what's been going on? Okay, so we have FUD that GBTC is insolvent. They did not disclose proof of, they did not show their balance sheet. They did not have the proof of balance sheet. They did it for security reasons. GBTC has Coinbase. That's their custodian for GBTC. They're holding it for them. They said that they can't disclose how much they have, which is super, super sus. Well, there are some guys that are doing on-chain analysis that are looking into some of the wallets for GBTC. Now, remember, GBTC is the largest holder of Bitcoin other than Satoshi. I mean, they're supposedly having like 640,000. Now, remember, like Michael Saylor and MicroStrategies has like 148,000. So this is quite a substantial amount of Bitcoin that could be dumped on the market or has been missing or has been being dumped. My guess, this is just my guess from being a creature of cryptocurrency, for being the golem of cryptocurrency, I would say that they have been liquidating GBTCs in this bear market, and that's why we have a negative 50% discount on GBTC versus spot Bitcoin price, okay? And we have some guys that did some chain analysis. They were looking to see where the GBTC Bitcoins are because everyone's obviously worried, and they were only able to find 334,000, only half of the GBTC available online, okay? They looked through some of these wallets right here. Now, if you guys are living under a rock, part of the massive bull market that we got was GBTC buying. They provide Bitcoin derivatives for institutional investors. Basically, you know, you got your like Warren Buffets of the world, you know, these guys who don't understand how to even like restart their computer or update it. You know, they can go through a brokerage, through Genesis, through DCG, and get exposure to Bitcoin without actually having to get a wallet. That's basically all this is right here, this GBTC thing. So GBTC, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, has been one of the biggest buyers, and that helped really pump this market. You know, they were doing some other stuff too, which we will get into, but you could see the correlation to GBTC's storage right here and the price of Bitcoin. Now, we had this major collapse, but only a little bit of deleveraging for GBTC that we know of. So they didn't disclose their holdings. So I'm thinking that there is some sort of correlation with this negative price action, their negative discount, their 50% off from spot price. I think they've been selling. And not only that, they have a lot of exposure to FTX. They had exposure to Three Arrows Capital, and they are hurting right now. And that is part of the problem with Genesis. So let's take a look a little bit further here. So here's what they were doing, okay? The executive summary is, it looks like DCG and 3AC, that's Three Arrows Capital, were engaged in some kind of scheme to extract value from the GBTC premium. All right, so GBTC is trading at a discount right now, half off, right? In the bull market, it was trading at a premium, so they were doing arbitrage trades. Now remember, Kyle Davis and Su Zhu started out as arb traders. So it makes sense that DCG and 3AC would get together on this and arb the play. What happened? DCG bought a whole bunch of this Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. And now it's not only did it collapse not only did Bitcoin collapse 75%, but GBTC is down another 50% on top of that. They're holding all of this toxic GBTC debt, and their affiliate company Genesis is now insolvent and halting withdrawals and begging for $1 billion. So if DCG and Barry Silbert wants to rescue Genesis, right? And there's no bidders right now for that $1 billion. If they want to do that, they have to sell GBTC down further. And we really don't know how much Bitcoin they actually hold. So that means there's going to be a lot of Bitcoin selling. We're talking about allegedly 6 times or 5 times the amount that MicroStrategies has. It's a lot. So there is like some doomsday scenario for Monday, Black Monday going on, that Genesis is insolvent. They're holding toxic debt, and DCG, their affiliate company, can't even bail them out because they got rugged by Three Arrows Capital, and they're holding a bunch of toxic GBTC debt. Okay, so I hope you followed along all that stuff. I know that's kind of a lot. I know that's kind of a lot there. But that's what we're looking at tomorrow. That's what the FUD's about. That's what everybody is worried about right now. So is that reflecting in the price of Bitcoin? Not really. I mean, Bitcoin, it's almost like Hex. Like, everybody's already sold. Like, you know, there's whales and there's institutions that might be forced sellers. That's what's going to bring down the price. Otherwise, I really don't see a lot of people selling on this FUD. I feel like the hardcore Bitcoiners, the hardcore libertarians, and like these guys, you know, these orange pilled guys, they're not selling. Like, everybody who's sold is kind of sold, but we have a bunch of these insolvent funds linked to FTX and linked to 3AC and Genesis that might be forced sellers. Okay, kind of like that theory we had about MicroStrategies becoming like margin called. You know, that's what we're looking at here. That's going to be our next leg down, because I really don't see retail. Guys, retail is already out, in my opinion. Just like on Hex, we only have sharks and whales left in Hex. Like, those guys are the ones that are going to panic dump it. to new lows. There's like no sellers left. Like this could be the bottom in crypto if only we didn't have all of these bankruptcies, okay? And how many bankruptcies do we have? Let's take a look. We have 138 or 134 bankruptcies under FTX's filing, okay? So we're looking at the inner workings and the guts of it all, okay? So funnily enough, it's all mainly FTX, okay? Like they have all these scam parent companies and shadow companies, right, for different areas of the world. You know, you got Alameda Research, is 10 of them. So like when you hear, holy crap, 130 some companies are going bankrupt, you know, like most of the shit is Alameda. That's why I brought this up so we can look, okay? We got like Blockfolio. No wonder my Blockfolio don't work. With the fuck, you know, it's FTX now. So they're a parent they're like bought Blockfolio, they're bust. Like it doesn't even update prices anymore at this point. You know, let's take a look at some of this other stuff. We really look, FTX, there's like 20 of this, 30, like 25 of these is just FTX itself. And then another bunch of companies like Ledger Prime, we know, Liquid Financial, we know, but some of these stuff, you know, like some of these guys, we really don't even know who they are, you know, like, but, so we do have a bunch of bankruptcies coming, and these guys could be forced sellers. And that's the only thing that I think is going to bring us down. And as you know, all of your favorite shitcoins are actually leveraged positions of Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin's going to drop, you better believe that your favorite shitcoin is also going to drop. So yeah, we're on the edge of a cliff right now, and due to this DCG, this Barry Silver, these Genesis companies that which are the plumbing and infrastructure for the cryptocurrency space, for institutional adoption into this. And remember, this last rally was really an institutional rally. So I don't know. I don't know if I need to play my small violin for institutions. I really don't care. But if they liquidate, it's going to be painful. But at this point, I'm saying bring it. Bring it. Let's get a good, clean bottom. You know, let's find our bottom. Whatever. We have to dump to 8K to match the GBTC discount. Dump it to 8K then. I don't care. Dump Hex to a penny. You know what I mean? Dump Doge. Let me get some. You know, I'm sitting on the sidelines. I got USDC. I'm ready to buy. I'm willing to buy. I'm excited for the next rally. And you know, as long as we have this toxic debt, as long as we have misallocation of resources like FTX, and you know, I don't want to say this word because of YouTube, but like M laundering and all of this stuff that's going on in cryptocurrency space, you know, like, dude, just get it over with. You guys need to go bust. It's going to hurt. You know, our portfolios, when we look at our portfolio tracker, it's going to look lower, but we're already not selling anyway. So bring the pain, right? Bring the pain. Let's get it over with. All right. What's up, chat? I went on a long rant. What's up, chat? You and Dark have the best combos in the chat. I just catch up 500 messages. Yeah, Dark is such a really smart guy, and he challenges me very much. Like, me and him will go at it and argue, like, not argue, but debate all night. He's really freaking smart, and I'm glad that he's in our chat. He's a valuable member, but all of you guys are, you know, all of you guys bring new data. I've been telling you, like, our chat is the hive mind for this channel, you know, like we all get together. We're all like learning and adapting our worldviews, you know what I mean? Like, and we're on the leading cutting edge there. We really are. And I've been in a lot of chats. I'm in a lot of Telegram chats, and this is one of the best ones. So if you're not, so if you're new, or if you're watching this, or if maybe you're watching a rerun of this, dude, look in the link in this, get in the description, click the Telegram link, come chill, come say whatever you want, you know what I mean? And be a part of it, because it's good for all of us. It's good for all of us to have all these different perspectives, you know what I mean? So yeah, shout out to the Telegram chat, man. I'm in there all day, every day. Hi, Brian. Yo, what's up to you, buddy? How you doing? Shout out to the Crypto Cowboys. Marcel, shout out to you. Thank you for the thumbnail. He's the one who made the thumbnail. Crypto Cat Doge, can you look at Pulse Bitcoin contract address? This what do you want me to look at the address for? What you got there? I got it right here. I can look, but just let me know what you want me to do here. Our Dreams, shout out to you. I'm late today. You are tardy, okay? You're gonna have extra homework. You're gonna have to go to the blackboard, grab some chalk, and write, I Love Crypto Weekly Review live streams 100 times. You understand? 100 times. Because you are late. You are tardy. I'm late today. Just popped in to say hola. And it's been a crazy week. 1 million messages in the Telegram. Yeah, no, you got to stay up on it. This is Cryptotainment. This is where it all goes down. And also, if you're into Hex, yo, I'm the best Hex streamer by default. Simply because I'm the last one standing. For now, I'm telling you, going and checking the mail is not the funnest time of my day, okay? So yeah, so for now, I am the best Hex streamer by default. So IP Max, shout out to you, buddy. I'm glad you're here again. Hi from Belgium. I'm waiting for 0.0127 Hex. Hey, bro, I think it's kind of calm. So here's my thing about, so let's take a look at Hex really quick. Shout out to IP Max. Let's take a look at Hex. Hex is below, sorry guys, I got new sound drops, and let me know if the sound drops work, okay? All right, so here we got Hex. We're under 3 cents. Now that is scary because that is the psychological support, right? Because when you're just sitting there minding your own business through the day, and then you check your price tracker and you see how wrecked you are, you know what I mean? In your mind, you think, oh, 3 cents. As long as we stay above 3 cents, we're okay. Well, we're below 3 cents, but that is all in your head. What we really look at is this Fibonacci support, which is the S2 pivot. So yes, we're below 3 cents right now, but we're still above the pivot. Remember, these candles, when you see a wick like this, let's zoom in just in case you can't see very good. When you see this wick right here, this is the amount of liquidity. Think of it as a syringe. It sucked up this amount of liquidity that was there. Now, the reason why I don't believe in double bottoms is next time there isn't as much liquidity there to suck up, right? So eventually it's going to roll through and roll over. This is a pretty decent bounce right here off this pivot. Now, if you don't trust these pivots yet, I don't know, you might need like counseling, like you have trust issues. These pivots are the closest thing to a crystal ball. You can see it bounced off here. So yes, you know, there's a point of control here in this small time frame, but you know, the fact that we're under 3 cents is not concerning yet. What's concerning, you know, is that I believe that we're going to break through this. I believe we're probably going to come back and test this bottom of this line here. But look, there's always constant, because a Hex has such a high APY, you know, there's always going to be constant sell pressure in Hex. And right now with the FUD in the environment around Hex, you know, it's going to be hard to have a bunch of buyers, okay? So we have a lot of sell pressure. Most of the sellers have sold, but the problem is not a lot of people are buying because of the, you know, SEC FUD, which we are going to get into in a little bit. Actually, why don't we get into some of the SEC FUD right now? So we have the Hex Joker. He's straight up tagging the SEC and pretty much not even dry snitching, but straight up snitching, showing SEC old archived clips of, you know, having a common pool, which is, you know, one indication of a security. This dude wants to see this whole space burn down. A lot of people are speculating that he was the one that went and complained to the SEC to begin with, because he was kicked out of the Hex community for shilling all kinds of scam tokens, okay? But there is something else that we can look at that I did dig up, okay? Now, the Security and Exchange Commission has not yet filed an official complaint against Hex. This is their website right here. On November 17th, they filed the complaint against Gel Direct Trust. I don't know who that is. I haven't really looked into it, but it doesn't look like it applies to anything that I'm into right here. So there has not been a formal complaint. Now, when are we going to have a big drop in Hex? Well, I think when there's a formal complaint put on this right here. Now, I will drop this link in the Telegram chat so you guys can follow it, you know. Damn, the website traffic on the SEC is going to be just roaring, dude. Roaring. They're already like making record profits from crypto fines and litigations, but man, their web traffic is going to be mooning as well, because people are going to keep checking this, because once this formal, if this formal complaint drops against Hex, we could see that 1 cent capitulation, that fear. I mean, one guy that freaks out can drop it to a penny. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna be buying around there. We're gonna be buying around half a penny because I still at this time now tentatively, I think that Hex is decentralized enough to maybe put up a big fight to the SEC, maybe such a giant fight that the SEC might not try to go after it. Maybe they have bigger fish to fry. I mean, it's a small cap coin. Like, who cares? You know, like we have like what 20 million in liquidity. Like, they have bigger fish to fry. Like, are they going to go after Hex for that little bit when it's not a clean layup as it might seem? Like, you look at Richard Hart, you see all of his goofiness. Like, look, let's go look right now. You know, you see all this crap. You know, you see this right here, and you're like, bro, this is a slam dunk. This guy's a Ponzi scammer. But when you actually look into the code of Hex, when you actually look into how the sausage is made and is working, it's not so clear and cut. So I'm hoping that they look into it and and the OGs are, you know, squeaky clean and things like that. And they say, hey, you know, we're not saying it's not a security, but we're not pursuing this case at the time. And they got FTX to deal with. You know, they got all kinds of stuff. The fallout from that's coming from Genesis and for DCG and all these other big time corporate players. I mean, are we really coming after little old Hex? Come on, man. So there is that chance, okay? But what is going to drop us to a penny? What's going to drop us to half a penny if we get listed right here, right? You know, like win Binance? No. Win Coinbase? No. Win SEC website? Probably next week. No, I think it would be a little bit longer than next week because, you know, we still have the SEC letters aren't due until the 22nd. Some of them were on the 15th. Some of them are on the 22nd. They might actually like look and see more problems in the chain analysis, see more money switching hands, and actually like send more letters out. You know what I mean? So it is possible that could happen. So maybe we won't get any resolution on this until you know, the new year or something like that. But you know, knowing the SEC, they might slam a bunch through before the end of the year, you know, just to get it before the new calendar year. I could see that happening as well. But yeah, so we won't know. That's the thing. Like, if they decide not to pursue it, they're not going to post it. So it's going to be very annoying. It's going to be very long and drawn out. Am I selling my liquid Hex? No. If you've been following this channel, I sold at 45 cents. I sold at 39 cents. You know, so like I'm sitting cozy. I have Hex, a liquid Hex that came loose. I have not sold it. It's pointless to sell at this level. I'm going off the cliff with it. I don't know if that's what you're doing. I'm not telling you what to do. You know what I mean? You make your own decisions, but I'm going off the cliff with what I have and my stakes. This could be the end. I don't know, but I'm just going to ride it out because I kind of already like did very well on it, you know, and I just kind of feel like just bailing on it or like doing some kind of like mass FUD campaign is just not really what I want to do. You know, I definitely don't want to be promoting this thing either. You know, like I definitely don't want to get caught up in the mess of it or anything like that, but I'm not selling mine. I'm not telling you what to do, okay? But I've always told the truth on this channel. That's the thing about Crypto Weekly Review, you know, like we don't have a big following and stuff because people don't want to know the truth. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to tell you that unpleasant truth. The unpleasant truth of this is we might get like a formal complaint by the SEC. You know, this could be a giant battle. I mean, it could go two ways. We could have like a Johnny Depp, Amber Heard style, like Richard's our hero fighting the SEC, XRP style. You know, otherwise it could be like we go through the discoveries and find out there's a bunch of shady shit going on. You know, that could happen. All right. And you have to prepare yourself mentally for that. You know what I mean? And if you don't want to ride this out for a year or two, then get out. You know, and I'm telling you that just man to man, man to woman. Shout out to our dreams. You know, like just telling you straight up, you know, I'm not trying to like pump this thing. I'm just telling you that the shit could go either way easily, you know, but I always account for the reverse rug, you know, like if they just leave it alone, that's a possibility too. It's not the end of the world, but for more speculation, because like me, Dark Savant, everybody, Branny, Marcel, we all are in the Telegram chat. We're always discussing it. We're always keeping it real with each other. And we're always making dank ass memes. So come chill. If you like this kind of topic, come to our Telegram. Don't be shy. Just start saying whatever you want to say because I don't censor. I'm not going to ban you or I'm not pushing a narrative or anything like that. We just want truth. You know, that's what the Wolfpack is about. That was a long rant, so let me jump in the chat and see what's popping in the chat. Okay. Bro, is that all off of IP Max? Dude. I need to stop, bro. Like, that was a long rant, so sorry about that. I kind of go off the rails sometimes. That's why it's nice for me to jump in the chat and stuff. You know, this is only my 17th live stream. You know, I'm still learning. I'm still growing, and I'm kind of feeding off you guys too, you know. We're definitely a community, and it's so fun. It's so cool. I love doing this stuff. And by the way, if you're watching this, especially if it's a rerun, watch my last video. You know, let's get them numbers up, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and blah blah blah. You know, I got to throw my shills in too. You know what I'm saying? So what's up? Why Llama? Hey, shout out to you, bro. Let me know if you can hear that howl. I love seeing you here. Can you talk about Hex AA? Why did RH do this instead of a normal token release? Does the AA make Hex more or less of a security? It does make it less of a security because it makes the contract is the one that's doing the work, right? Instead of, let's say, Richie Boy sitting there with one of his millions of keyboards that he has like an affinity, like a gazillion keyboards, right? So he's using one of his gazillion keyboards and he's sitting there sending you money. You know, that makes it more of a security than the contract doing it, because technically he didn't do it. We don't want him to do it. We want it to be decentralized. You know, crypto is always evolving. It always builds and grows on itself. I've always said that crypto is a singularity. Do you know what a singularity is? It's when technology runs away and starts building on itself so fast until it reaches like basically a supernova explosion of technology that is smarter than the human brain, right? That's what is a technological singularity. You can ask Siri, she even knows. She'll tell you, it's funny. But so what I believe is that crypto is reaching a singularity. It's building on top of each other, right? So back in the days, we used to have, you know, pools. Like you join a pool group, they get you into an ICO, right? Initial coin offering, kind of like IPOs in traditional markets. Well, then, you know, like we got the SEC coming down and this thing might be a security and some of this shit is shady and people rug. So what Hex did, Hex was the prototype of DeFi. That's why I like it. And a lot of my friends hate me for it. They hate Hex. Then they love DeFi, but they hate Hex and they hate Richard and stuff like that, because I'm from the old world, right? But Hex was the prototype, and the AA lobby was the prototype. And I hate to say this, but the future of funding decentralized projects is what Zen did. You know, Zen is like, it's free, you mint it, all you do is pay gas. The mistake Zen made is you can print it forever. Out, you know, if you were to take that model, so that's a building of the AA model, right? And then on top of that, now we're building the Zen model. And the next guy's going to build on top of the Zen model to where it's like, yo, you can print it out of thin air just with gas, but there's like a rollout phase and then you can't do it anymore. And then we have a burning function that's going to burn off the back end of it so that it's going to burn all the excess amount. And now we basically had a token sale. We basically had an ICO, but we didn't actually do an ICO. Now that is the evolution of it. Do you see how it's a singularity? Do you see how these DeFi projects build on top of each other? It's absolutely brilliant and exciting and fun. And that's why we love crypto so much. It's growing, it's evolving. And here at the Wolfpack, we focus on growing and evolving with cryptocurrency. Now, that was a long giant rant. Sorry, Llama, but hear me out. So I believe the AA lobby was the first prototype attempt of a decentralized launch. Does it make it less of a security? In my opinion, yes, it does. Then obviously, then a token sale. That's the obvious part. Is it enough to defeat the Howey test? That is yet to be determined. We're literally going to find out. Now, that's not really what I'm worried about when it comes to the AA lobby and stuff. You know, there's a lot of fun sloshing around. You know, we had the arbitrage play at the end of the day. All this is going to be under scrutiny, so hang on. It's going to be a wild ride. It could go down in absolute flames, but it also could not. It could be a reverse rug. And let's say it is deemed a security. That means, you know, influencers in the United States won't be able to talk about it. But there's plenty of places like Brian messaged me. He's like, hey, I never heard of this SEC crap. We don't have any of this stuff in where he lives, you know? So there's places all over the world that don't have an SEC, and people can still talk about it, and the contract won't stop. You know what I mean? It just might get, delisted off Uniswap, or it could be like, you will still be able to interact with the contract. There'll still be front ends, and there'll still be people talking about it. Could it rise from the ashes like a phoenix? Yes, it could. So it's not the end of the world or anything like that, but it's pretty close to the end of the world. It's not good, okay? It's not good. I'm not trying to pump you full of hopes and dreams. It's not good, but it's yet to be determined. And what if it wins? What if it wins? Or what if it gets left alone? That'd be a beautiful thing. So I hope that answers your question. Where was I at? Why Lima? I hope that answers your question. Our Dreams, does Hex FUD at the moment making you reconsider your buying strategy? Have you moved your buying orders in different places? Okay, so this is something I have to be honest about. I did remove my orders. I did remove my orders, and I'm just watching at this point. I'm still gonna buy. I have plenty of liquidity. I have plenty of. I got to sell at a good time in crypto, and I'm cozy 19. I'm sitting here. I'm chilling. I am gonna buy some. Yes, I am gonna go off the cliff with it. Am I recommending you do it? I think that every day, the more I learn, the more we discuss, the more concerns I have. That's why I did remove my orders, but that doesn't mean I won't be buying. But I'm not, I think it's a very high risk play at this point. I'm just being very honest with you. I just, the Moon Lambo thing is kind of like decaying a little bit. We have to see how this whole thing unfolds. I do know that they are fighting back, and they are getting lawyers and stuff. Hey, I'm not going to say what you think I'm going to say. They are getting donations, and they're getting lawyers and stuff. So it'll be interesting to say the least. But if you're sitting there FOMOing, waiting to buy, relax. Okay. I think this is going to draw out for a long while. I'm not saying disconnect, because if you do, somebody in the chat was saying today, they were like, hey, it's going to be a couple years before we get back going. Yeah, it will. Like, it'll be a year or so before we're at ATH, or we're pumping into a FOMO mode. Remember how crypto works, like we have the bear market, then everybody quits, everybody looks away, and then we have like a slow grind sideways and up, like I'll say like a sideways with up bias, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, FOMO mode. All of a sudden it rips, right? And those people who tuned out, they're not paying attention yet, right? And then it's starting to rip, and then no matter where you put your money, you're the wolf of Wall Street, like you're making money hands over fist because everything's pumping. Then we have euphoria. And then when euphoria happens, that's when the people who quit right now come back. And those people serve a function. Those people are the transfer of wealth from them to you. You know what I mean? Because they're going to be the ones buying your bag. You don't want to be that person. You want to stick it out. And that's why I have like a comedy approach and a meme approach to this channel, because what I want is for you guys to have crypto as your entertainment, it's never a dull day, there's always drama. It's always crazy. It's a soap opera. Once you get to know the characters and the companies, it becomes like quite the soap opera to follow, and that's important, because think of it like a sports team. Yes, it's down right now. Everyone's depressed and everyone's hurt, but it's like your favorite sports team. You're just cheering for your favorite players. And this is a sports team where you can make a bunch of money. I've been through some cycles, traveled the world, bought sports cars. I did buy fancy clothes and watches. All of this is, from, not all of it, I have my own business, but to be full disclosure, I'm not living straight up off of, I'm not your typical crypto influencer. I have my own business. Okay. So I'm already well to do, but like, this has been my fun money. This has been like my life-changing money. You know what I mean? This is what set me apart. And it's also my favorite sports team. And that's what the point of this channel is. This point of the channel is to switch your mind into being entertained by this stuff. Because if you stand in front of a barbershop long enough, you're eventually going to get a haircut, right? And if you stick around in crypto long enough, you're eventually going to catch a pump. Then you're going to think you're a genius, but really it's just a pump, right? And another pump will be coming. You know what I mean? So anyways, I just, I kind of want to, sorry about that. I was just checking one of my messages just in case something's wrong with my stream. But yeah, I just is everything okay with my stream? So I just wanted to bring that up. Sorry for the long rant there, our dreams, but yeah, my strategy is a bit changing as things are coming along. Okay, so we have Shoko. Are you Japanese? That's so Japanese. I meant to go to Tokyo this year. Oh, okay. Let me see what's going on. So let's see. All right. Something's going on. So let's go back to so as long as I'm ranting, let's go back to the scene 2. All right. So let's check it out. So now what do we have? We have Soko, are you Japanese? Oh shit, I'm falling behind the chat. All right. I'm tired of holding my bags. When is it over? Yay. I wish I had that answer. I wish I had the answer to that. I'm guessing that we're gonna start climbing out. Okay. Just checking something. Okay, yeah, guys, if there's some weird stuff in the chat, that's not me. If somebody's dropping their like phone numbers or stuff in the chat, that's not me. So just be careful, don't get scammed, okay? But thank you for that, and sorry for breaking up the stream. I got to get caught up on this chat because I do these long rants, okay? So what's up? Can we look at Pulse Bitcoin chart? Yeah, what's the ticker? Because I don't have it on here. 730 bang sounds like drops work. Yo, and shout out to you, bro. Thank you for coming back here. I like seeing you here. Shout out to 730 bang. Marcel R, the sound drops work. Thank you. Sound drops are working on point. In the pivot we trust, brother. Thank you. Yes, I did have to pivot. I had to change my model for my channel, but you can see I still use memes. I'm just not using 70 of them, you know, and I've actually had complaints about how much memes I used and stuff like that. So the channel is coming along. And I got cool, like more transitions, and I'm doing a bunch of exciting stuff on the channel. So stick around, like and subscribe. We're building, right? We're building, and yeah, we have to pivot. Cornholio, it's nice to see you again. Hex is sponsoring my sport events in US, opening many eyes on this security. Oh my God. Yeah, oh man. So, you know, maybe some of the direct mail marketing weren't a good idea, you know? Speaking of which, let's jump in here. Speaking of which, let's pop in back to this scene and let's take a look. Oh, hold on a second. We're gonna talk more about this actually. Hope you like that transition. I'm gonna have one with like graphics and like cool stuff. Let's take a look. I have more to talk about on this matter. Okay, so this is what I was trying to get at with Hex Joker, okay? So the SEC actually gives massive money to whistleblowers, okay? And how big am I talking about? I'm talking millions of dollars. And I don't want to give you a bunch of ideas, but if you go to the SEC website and you do whistleblowing, basically if you snitch, right? How much do you get when they have a conviction? As you know, Bitcoin or the SEC gets massive fines. You know, like EOS did like 34 million or something like that. They get massive fines. They had like 7 billion in fines last year. Okay, yeah, that's not my phone number, but thank you. So anyways, so check it out. So here's what they paid out. So if you go in there and you whistleblow on Hex and on Richard Hart, you could actually make like hundreds of millions of dollars. They had a whistleblower September 15, 2021, $110 million. The whistleblower in April 15th, 2021, $50 million. So you get part of that settlement is what happens. Now that's freaking crazy. So is Hex Joker, the actual Joker, is he gonna get, wouldn't that be crazy? Let's say they take the SAC funds and they give Hex Joker like 50 million. Could that happen? Could that happen? I mean, that could happen. Look at this. We got, you know, the lowest last year was 22 million. Bruh, I'm about to go snitch right now, bro. I'm about to go snitch today. Hold on, I gotta cut the stream. Let's snitch live on stream. No, that's crazy. So let's take a closer look here. I don't want to get. I'm worried about falling behind the chat, guys. But keep typing, okay? So here we go. So what are they looking for? Okay. So here's what they're looking for, and you tell me if this sounds like hex or not. Okay. So tell me in the chat. So insider trading or unlawful trading is in. Let's see. Basically, you get let's see, unlawful purchase or sale of a security in breach of a fiduciary duty or other obligation while in possession of, here's the important part, while if you make a trade, good or bad, sell or buy, if in possession of material and non-public information. Basically, are you a Hexican that knows insider information, like say maybe, you know, SEC letter, and you sell? Could that be insider trading? Well, if Hex is deemed a security, it can be. If Hex isn't a security, then it's not, because it's not under the jurisdiction of this. Also, market manipulation. So like you can whistleblow if manipulation refers to international conduct designed to deceive investors by controlling or artificially affecting the market for a security. This could range from old school techniques such as spreading false information. Are you an influencer that's spreading false information to try to pump the price? Are you? Because if Hex is a security, you could be. What about pumping the price with funds? Like, are you an insider that's pumping the price? Are you spoofing? Right? Are you spreading? Are you faking market volume? Are you spoofing the order books? Which is going to be hard because it's so decentralized. So that's another thing that they look at. We won't go through all these. It's not going to be too dry, but just bear with me, okay? Fraud in failures of disclosures, which in crypto, we really don't have a whole bunch of disclosures. So let's skip that one. Fraud in securities offering. So the SEC enforces laws that prohibit fraudulent activity surrounding the offer of securities, such fraud with respect to registered, blah, blah, blah. Legitimate and illegitimate registered security offerings. Basically, did you have a token sale, right? Let's see, trading and pricing. Fraud surrounding the trading and pricing of security undermines our trading markets, investor confidence, blah, blah, blah. Such as high frequency trading companies. They consider this fraud, whatever. Here's the one. Here's the one that kind of weirds me out. And you tell me in the chat. Keep the chat going. Fraudulent. Okay. The SEC routinely investigates and prosecutes those who develop Ponzi schemes, pyramid schemes, fraudulent high yield investment scams, and other forms of security schemes. God, I said so many trigger words. Like, dude, I wouldn't be surprised if YouTube doesn't rug me right now. Like, you literally can't say these words, is what I've learned. It's super duper annoying. But yeah, high yielding investment, SCAMS. Okay. And other forms of security schemes. Are you one of these? Are you a Bernie Madoff? That is yet to be determined, guys. Okay. So, this is an interesting look. This is what you can whistleblow. You can hit up the SEC and be like, yo, I'm about to get 50 millis off of the Hex settlement with the SEC if they close on it, and it's because of your testimony, or if it's because of your whistleblowing. Is the actual Joker doing this? I don't know. Is he that smart? I mean, I didn't know they paid giant amounts. What do you guys think? Let's jump in the chat. Is this crazy? Is this crazy? Absolutely. Okay. Super Snake Pivot. Yes. Cornholio. I think I shouted you out. Matt, I absolutely love your work, man. I absolutely love you for being here. Thank you. Because the streets are watching, you know, like we got people in the chat. We got Cornholio rocking with Crypto Weekly Review. Shit. Thank you, sir. Matt, I absolutely love your work. Oh yeah, Matt, love you too. File PG Wolf. Shout out to you, buddy. I don't know what your name is, but shout out to you, man. Thank you for being here. 730 Bang. Yo, 730 Bang, what up? Hex isn't sponsoring events, individuals in the community are. But yeah, so that's the problem. We were talking about this in the chat for a little bit. Is it a syndicate though? Is it a group of influencers that are spending money and trading money to promote Hex. That's the problem. Yes, Hex is not a corporation, but if there is like a syndicate of a conspiracy inside the Hex community, a group of OGs that are promoting and raising money to do this, that's what they're worried about. That's where the gray area is. I'm not saying for sure. I'm saying it's a gray area. IP Max, you're getting better and better, by the way. You'll be 100% for the next bull run. Thank you so much. You know, it hurt me the other day. I was debating with Dark Savant in the chat, and he goes, yeah, all the real YouTubers got letters. I'm like, excuse me? What am I, chopped liver? Man. But hey, I'm still here for now. I'm gonna check my mail here in a little bit. So shout out to you, you know, IP Max. Hey buddy, what's up? Theo D, good evening and hello, Crypto Cowboys. Don't worry, I am going to bring back the Crypto Cowboys drop. I got a new laptop. I got a new scheme. I got a new scene right here. I'm gonna bring back the Crypto Cowboys. The Crypto Cowboys are my one of my favorite groups of dudes. So shout out to you guys. I'm gonna bring back your GIF. I'm just rebuilding again after being demonetized. And if you're wondering, I can try to reapply on the 15th of December. And I have to tell you something. I have to be really honest with you about something. I deserved it. Okay. I deserved it. So here's what I was doing. Okay. So I was taking, like, I was making memes. Like, I would find like a funny TikTok and I'd make it a meme and I'd put it on YouTube Shorts. And it would get like 12,000 views. And I'm like, dude, I found like the secret sauce, you know? And then it turns out, you know, it's not so much my memes in the videos, even though I'm going to do this format, I'm still going to use memes and less of them. But it was more or less the fact that I was repurposing reused content. And that's what got me. So I deserve it. All right. I deserve it. I did this. I did this to us. I screwed us. I was, you know, I'm new. I don't know anything about YouTube, but now I know that you can't do that. Okay. So Theo D, shout out to the Crypto Cowboys. Last, always first. Crypto is always evolving, and so is this channel, the Truth Prototype. Yes, thank you. And I have some big news about the channel too. I wonder if I should get into it now. I actually have a segue. Wolfpack. Hey, Milan Tank. Are you really in Milan? Shout out to Milan, dude. I got Italy in the house. Gunnerboat, sub dude. Hey, bro. Shout out to you, buddy. I'll give you a howl. Hi Brian at Theo. Hey, shout out to Crypto Cowboys. Let's see. Okay, Togash. Maybe we'll jump into Togash and I'll give you some updates on the channel, okay? Togash said he doesn't need a lawyer and he sent back the donation funds. Now, I've been known to be a troll on this channel, okay? I've been known, and nobody's safe. If you've been in my Telegram, I've been trolling Hexo, which is one of the best guys out there, you know? But it's one of those things. I brought up this quote from Napoleon Bonaparte, you know, the Grand Armée, you know, the smart military genius. He says, we laugh at men to keep from crying for him. You know, we troll, we laugh and stuff. That doesn't mean I have anything against Hexo, but I've been going hard trolling Hexo, okay, in the chat, if you know, in our chat, you know, but I don't hate him, okay? You know, I feel for him and blah, blah, blah. But what I really do, I feel for this Togash guy. Now, I don't really know him. I don't know of him. Didn't know of him before this. You know, I'm too far on the outskirts of the Hex community, you know. I'm from like the OG space, not from the Hex space. But I feel bad for this guy because of his picture, doxing himself. Like, bro, you literally have a postcard and your face, bro. That's a slam dunk. Like, you're literally sitting there holding the evidence in a picture. But when I see him in the picture, here's what I'm trying to get at, is like, he seems like such a great guy. Like, he doesn't seem like a jerk. You know, he seems like a guy that's in over his head. And I want to help people like that. You know what I mean? Like, dude, bro, you're in over your head, man. You know, like this is, it's painful to watch. And he's one guy that I don't want to see get in trouble. I don't want to see him having to pay massive fines, because they will. Because I watched the Trayvon James. I've been following Trayvon James since 2017, and I watched him go through the SEC things. I watched his live streams when he was doing it. All those videos are gone, but I have all the data in my mind. You know, he had to pay $2 million in fines. dude, I don't want to see this happen to somebody who seems like a nice guy like Togash. You know, like I feel for that dude, man. Like I actually feel for that dude. I don't want to see him get in trouble. He needs to freaking lawyer up and stop this nonsense. So yeah. So with that being said, let's see, make sure I'm not too far behind. So Tyler Staley. Shout out to you, baby. I like that. Wolfpack, baby. I like that, dude. Shout out to you, buddy. So let's jump into, hold on a second. Let me do my screen change. Let's see. All right, I like this part. I'm gonna have a custom one too. Yeah, I hit the vape. But I don't know. I was like, oh, I'll hit the vape, and then like I realized it's probably on the mic. All right, so let's take a look at. I have a little segue here. Let's pop in a news story here. So we have Kyle Davis and Three Arrows Capital. You know, they were part of the original capitulation. They were over leveraged, lying crypto hedge fund that collapsed, and during the Terra Luna collapse weekend, and Three Arrows Capital came down, and there's a lot of people holding their debt, and we're still getting rugged from this. But these guys are on the lam, you know. Sorry guys, I know I seem like I drank too much coffee, but but these guys are on the lam, and we were thinking that they were in Dubai because Dubai doesn't have any extradition, but it turns out that they are in Bali, Indonesia. So the guy linked to the huge crypto meltdown says it is just a coincidence that he is hanging out in a country with no extradition treaty for United States. So why I'm segueing into this, Togash, go to Bali. Richard, go to Bali. Hexologist, go to Bali. And it's quite nice, actually. We taking a look at Bali here. You can see how gorgeous it is. You know, nothing like after you scam and defraud people, you know, you really want to find some zen, no pun intended, right here in Bali. Some nice temples, beautiful sunsets, warm water, and great surfing. Remember, Suzu posted, he didn't say where he was, but he said that he's been surfing and meditating, and what better place than Bali, Indonesia. So if you can hear me, guys, go here, okay? Do some surfing, man. You can get away with it, you know, just take your big hex wallets and vanish. So now here's the channel update. So I'm going to be going to PP Island, okay? And yeah, I know, it's like Richard named it himself, right? This is PP Island. It's spelled Fifi Island in Thailand. So, and on November the 30th, I'm going to be going to PP Island. And I'm going to be, when I'm there, I'm going to go to Maya Bay. Now, if you're not familiar with Maya Bay, that is where the movie The Beach was filmed with Leonardo DiCaprio, circa 2002. This movie is freaking awesome. If you're bored tonight, Sunday night, after you watch all of my videos for 3 hours at least, watch The Beach, you know, and I'm actually going to be there. And so what's that mean for our channel? What's that mean for our community? It's instead of being a negative for our community and me just disappearing off the face of the world, literally, because this is the edge of the world, I'm actually going to be making vlogs, right? So I'm going to vlog it, and it's not going to be like it's going to be travel, you know, obviously, and partying and stuff like that, but it's not going to be like, oh, we're trying the cat meow soup or whatever, you know, like it's not going to be that. It's going to be like me discussing the headlines in crypto mixed with like me traveling and showing you cool spots and some of my inner like things that I'm doing and my inner thoughts about crypto and how things are going. So this is going to make my channel better and not worse, because nobody's doing that. And if you look at my video where I was doing the Pacific Coast Highway in the C8 Corvette, it's going to be along those standards. I'm going to talk about crypto. I'm going to talk about the channel. I'm going to talk about life. I'm going to do motivational stuff, and I'm going to do like nice visuals. You see my videos. I got drones, you know, it's going to be lit, right? But in one more thing, and I'm also going to be doing live streams. Shout out to you guys. The one thing is like, so when you see me make my videos, those 10, 12-minute videos, they actually take me like 5 hours, and I just don't have time to do that on holiday. You know what I mean? But I will be doing live streams and vlogs, and nobody else is doing that. No, so shout out to the Wolfpack. Like, we're different, you know what I mean? Like, and we're gonna, I think it's gonna be lit, and I hope you follow along. And it's a bear market anyway, So I will be here. I will be in PP Island. I'll be in Phuket, Thailand. And here's a little video right here. So this is I think this is like Monkey Beach. Like you're literally like swimming with monkeys and stuff, you know. I'm gonna have this all on my GoPros and my drone and stuff like that. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be super lit. I'll be out there for a couple weeks and then we'll be back to our normal programming. And hey, we need to get away from the screen, man. We need to get away from this price action. We need to talk about life. We need to talk about motivation, keep us going, keep our head in the game. And you know, that's what this is about. You know, that's what this trip is about. This is my first video is going to be called How to Survive the Bear Market. Okay. So, and I'm going to be doing this, you know, and this is what happens when you sell the top, right? So, I have the disposable income, I have the means, and I want to get out of here. I want to get out of this green screen, you know, like I want to get out of this and make some videos. So let me know in the chat what you think about that. If you think that's going to be lit, if that's something you're interested in, or you want, you know, we're still going to be talking about crypto. Don't get me wrong, you know. So the transition is fire, bro. I'm making a custom transition last. I'm making a custom transition. So let me hop back into the chat, guys. I hope you're enjoying this. I am. You know, every time I start these, like before I started this stream, I was like, dude, what am I going to say? Like what, look, you know, I put up all these tabs and shit. I'm like, oh, okay, when I run out of shit to say, I'll click. But for some reason, just vibing off you guys, like, you know, I don't know. I'm feeling it. I'm having a good time. And I always get nervous, you know, before I get on. But man, you guys are cool as hell to hang out with. So it makes it quite a lot easier. So let's jump back into the chat so I don't go off on a long tangent. Togash said he doesn't need alert. Okay, we've seen that. 730 bang in the house. Are you gonna clip that? 730 burn. He was behind on the chat. Ray, hey, shout out to you. I don't think I've seen you in here before. Like and subscribe. Hang out with us. Why do you have November 22nd in my head? Why do I have November 22nd in my head as significant? That's why. That's when the second round of SEC letters compliance are due. Okay. Now I've had, I know some things that, okay. Just, shit. You know, it's going to be November 22nd is the deadline, but I have a gut feeling that we're going to have more SEC letters going out after they do the data analysis and chain analysis. Okay. Brian, I called one of these numbers in chat and it was SBF who wanted to join the live stream. Dude, if SBF joined the live stream, man, you boot him. Boot him, man. Dude, that dude was poison. That dude was not good. All right, just tell him to get a haircut and then come back. And shave. Y'all seen that, right? SBF shaving and he's on the magazine cover and he's got like oil mist everywhere. Did you guys see that? I wonder if I could find it quick. Tell him to shave and get a haircut. SBF shave. See if it pops up. Nah. Alright, we're not gonna get bogged down on that. So jumping back into the chat, Joker could use his snitch rewards to launch villain token, use it to provide liquidity. Dude, that would be crazy, man. That's how life is sometimes, guys. One of my favorite quotes is fate loves irony. Life always takes the most ironic route, you know, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets like wins big on this thing, you know, and then he's like goes on like a Richard Hart style flex campaign. Oh my God, can you imagine? Bro, can you imagine if he does this? Look at this. Bro, I don't know why he's walking like that. Probably because he got screwed, or he got on the prices. He got screwed on the prices. That's why he's walking like that. But what if Hex Joker gets a big settlement from the SEC for whistleblowing, gets like 22 milli, and then he does this for like 3 years. And we're sitting here at like a quarter of a penny Hex at launch price Hex, when we're sitting here talking about it in this green screen, and Joker's doing this. Can you imagine? Man, that would be crazy, bro. I don't think I'd like that. Let's get out of here before YouTube rugs me for having reused content. Yeah, man. So shout out to that. TD, Could Genesis just dump their assets to cover the 1 billion shortfall? Well, they don't. I think that they're short. Their loan book is short. They don't have enough liquidity to cover it. So no, they can't. They can't. They need an injection of liquidity. And last week they got $140 million from DCG, which is like, I don't want to say a parent company because that wouldn't be right, because it's not. It's not a parent company, but it is an affiliate company, and they already had a $140 million injection, and it's not enough. They need a billy. So they're going to have to liquidate GBTC is how they're going to do it. And that's what everyone's worried about. And that's why it's trading at half the price of spot Bitcoin. So no, I don't think so. Could they get bailed out? Yes. Could it be a nothing burger? I don't know about that. I think we have some problems coming up in that space. 730 bang. When I would imagine it would fall on the specific group syndicate, not Hex itself. They would likely get into trouble and have to. No, you're wrong. 730 bang, you're wrong. And this, I hate doing this. I hate truth pilling this part because it's uncomfortable. But if Hex is not a security, then that syndicate did nothing wrong. That's the issue. Because the SEC would not have jurisdiction if it's not a security. That's the part that everyone gets hung up on. And that's the fake narrative that Hexicans push. And you wonder why they're under investigation. Think about it. Why are we under investigation? Because they're pushing this pump narrative. That's not true. Everybody in the Hex community is pushing this. This is why I'm not popular. This is why I'll never be on HexoStream. And there is no HexoStream anymore. But this is why I'm not going to be popular. This is why I'm dumb. That I'm like talking about Hex, but like I'm not pushing the narrative, so no one gives a shit about me. So, and then like the people in the general space don't care about me because I talk about Hex, so I'm in purgatory. But with that being said, this is the false narrative. They're like, oh, it's all just influencers. It has nothing to do with Hex itself as a contract. Dude, if Hex is not a security, then you can influence and promote it all you want. If Hex is a security, then it becomes FRAUD. Okay, I can't say it. If you say it too many times, you'll trip the sensor. Okay, that's the problem. So no, it can't just be on them. If Hex is a security, they're in the wrong. If Hex is not a security, there's no jurisdiction for the SEC to do anything. That's the narrative. Hexicans will say that like they're going down line. You know, like that was my whole problem with Hex to begin with. Why like I was a fudder or whatever, you know, is because you all are liars. I'm not gonna lie. And that's why probably I didn't get knock on wood, I didn't get a letter. But because I didn't lie. I'm not lying and saying that, oh, it's just the influencers that are gonna get securities problems. That means Hex is a security. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's the ugly truth. But that's why you're here. Because you're crypto masochists. So no, sorry about that, Truth Pill, bro. I'm sorry about that. Tyler Staley, sup? Julio Garcia, thank you. I'm glad you're back, bro. What up? How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. You know, I'm still in here. I'm still out here. I'm still reading. I'm still like getting into, you know, price. I'm still watching these markets. I'm still super into crypto, but I have been taking a mental breaks. You know, I am going to Thailand. I'm going to be traveling it for a while. I'm going to be making vlog videos. Spent a lot of time researching on where to go. Like for instance, you know, when we go to Koh Phi Phi over here, this is Koh Phi Phi, this island. I wonder if I can get a map real quick. Why don't we take a little break from all this FUD? I know. I'm sorry about FUDding. I really don't like it. Is there maps? Map. Koh Phi Phi map. So like it's a tiny, tiny little island right here. And here's how it works. Oh, shoot. Let's switch scenes. Okay, so here's the tiny little island of Koh Phi Phi. So this is how I'm doing. Here's how I'm doing, guys. Shit, it doesn't look real big. But you can only be, there's no cars. And cars are not allowed. Motorbikes are not allowed. It's literally a walking island. And so I'll be staying right here. There's a mountain here. There's an area, there's a settlement here, but you have to take a boat. There's no trail. And then there's a settlement, there's like an area here, but you have to take a boat. There's no trail. Right? There's like some viewpoints. And then right here is called Monkey Beach. So like if you're here, you can't see the sunset because that's west. So you have to take like, you have to paddle all the way around manually to see the sunset and go to Monkey Beach, and there's monkeys all over just being like dickheads and stuff, you know? So that's kind of like, what I'm saying is I've been doing a lot of research for my travels, and kind of like, that's why I was worried about doing this stream. I'm like, fuck, what am I going to talk about? I've been like really going down the rabbit hole of Thailand, Phuket, full moon parties, Kata Beach, because I'm a surfer and stuff like that. You know, got my drone going, got it all updated, getting, you know, I'm going to make some dope ass vlogs. If you haven't seen some of mine, look at some of my previous ones. I'm actually a pretty better vlogger than I am a crypto influencer. And you can see that in my numbers. So yeah, shout out to you, bro, Julio Garcia. Thank you so much. I am doing good. I'm in good spirits. I'm going to ride this thing through. I'm going to buy the bottom, and I'm going to make life-changing money again for the third time in this market. And if you want to come with, join the Wolfpack, because we're going to ride this through together. We're going to laugh our way to the top. We're going to troll. We're going to have fun, and we're going to be lit. Okay. So let's get into, let's see what else I got in here. Hex Joker. Okay. So as you know, I built a house recently and bought literally not the top of the bear market, but this or the bull market. I bought the top on the housing market. Big time. Okay. So I bought this because the peak was in the spring where I was looking at houses and I was getting outbid by, like, you know, tens of thousands of dollars with no inspection and all that. But it did crash because I recently this one was being built and I bought it so before it was done. But yeah, so I basically bought right here in the housing market. The housing market's absolutely wrecked. The macros are absolutely wrecked. US home sales are crashing at their fastest pace since Lehman Brothers. I sold the top, but I bought the top. You know what I'm saying? Like, the macros are hurting. There's mass layoffs, you know, Amazon, Twitter, all that stuff. All the tech companies, especially, they're all doing layoffs. More pain is coming. More rate hikes are coming, even though at a slower pace. But more rate hikes are coming, and there's going to be a capitulation in the macro markets too. So let's say we make it through. Let's say we make it through the Genesis thing. We still have this overhead pressure of let's say we have this overhead pressure of the stocks and the over leveraged stock market, especially in the tech sector, that in layoffs, and more pain coming in as the Federal Reserve continues to tighten monetary policy. I think pretty much everyone knows we're going to have a 50 basis point hike in December, which is going to be less, which is bullish. But you know, the S&P 500, now, I had one of the best rallies since like the Cozy 19 low. But let's take a look at the S&P 500 real quick. Because remember, you know, like Bitcoin is just a leveraged version of this. That's why it's relevant. And then your favorite S coin is a leveraged version of Bitcoin. Okay, so let's just take a look at, remember, I always say the crystal ball. If you want a crystal ball and see what happens with crypto, you want to look and see what's happening with the S&P 500. Because the S&P 500 is the accumulation of global productivity. That's where it goes, you know. So taking a look at the S&P 500 real quick. Yes, we are after hours. It is Sunday. The E-mini will be opening tonight. But let's just take a look at how we close the week, you know. You know, like, we're still below 4K right here. This looks like a doji right here, like a shooting star doji. And below the pivot, okay? Now, remember, I was actually saying that I don't think it's going to reach this trend line. I thought that the probabilities were higher that we get rejected here, okay? So this is the news of the Fed slowing down on the rate hikes. Now, the Federal Reserve is making a lot of comments lately saying that just because they're slowing down on rate hikes and their terminal rate should be between 5% and 6%. Remember, we're currently at 4%. That means it gives us enough room for 2 more 50 basis point rate hikes, okay? And then they're going to stop tightening. But what's happened in these markets is that there's going to be an aftershock. Like, we really haven't felt what the Fed has already done. It's kind of like a lagging indicator. So they're going to stop, you know, at the terminal rate of about 5%. If inflation keeps cranking up, they're going to raise their terminal rate. They already said to 6%. So there's still rate hikes in the cards. And then once the rate hikes are done, they're going to wait and watch and see what's going to happen with the traditional markets. See if when all of these rate hikes come and get caught up, if we're going to have a big massive capitulation, and if then before they continue to raise. Okay, what I'm saying is we could be having a local top on the S&P 500 on top of Bitcoin sitting at the edge of a cliff with Genesis. I mean, dude, all of this, dude, if we make it through this battle, we have a more vicious battle with the macro markets, okay? So, you know, like, just buckle up and pop yourself some popcorn. And remember, we laugh at things to keep from crying from them. We're going to troll and laugh our way through this. But the top is in on the market. We have it on the housing market. And remember, guys, where was I at? Remember, guys, the housing market, a lot of people have their stored wealth on the housing market. People have been refinancing their homes with cheap credit and using it as a piggy bank. All of that is drying up. Credit card debt is going up. We're crashing at the fastest pace since Lehman. Okay, so it's happening. It is coming. The macros are another pressure above us. So we're moving in that ecosystem as well. Okay, so let me sorry, I was tripping over my own words here. I'm blowing up on Telegram, and it's kind of distracting me. So yeah, don't forget, if we make it through Genesis, we have macros that are going to push us down. But like we were saying, let's get it over with. Let's just get this over with. Pull the band-aid. Give me AK. I'll buy. Give me AK. Okay. And once, you know, all of these institutions that are leveraging Bitcoin and monkey pictures go bust, new ones will pop up. And it's basically reloading the GUN and re-leveraging, right? We're deleveraging right now. What's going to happen during the collapse when these guys go bankrupt? New guys are going to step in. New capital is going to step in. They're going to be more regulated, which is good. They're going to be smarter, and they're going to take less leverage and less risks, and we're going to reload. So basically, when these institutions go bust, I can only speak for myself, will buy. And then when the new institutions on board and pump, they're going to be pumping my bags. That's my plan tentatively. Okay, tentatively. So yeah. So this is both good and bad. You know, I think there's more pain to come. I think the massive capitulation is not here yet, but I think it's close. Is what I'm saying. So So shout out to you, IP Max. I will follow you to PP Island. Come with. I will have somebody with me, but come to Thailand. I'll hang out with you. I'll have beers with you. Just don't kidnap me. I won't have my keys with me. No mailing addresses in PP Island. That's exactly right. Big PP Island. Hey, bro, guys. It's everything is Big PP Island. When I'm there. Okay, too much. Not funny. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, they can't catch me if you can. Julio Garcia, what is your opinion on the real Joker? Why he got expelled from the Hex community? If I remember right, he was always with them. Yeah, because he was kind of the initial thing I forget, but he was shilling some token, and they got rid of him. He was shilling some scam or something like that. But he was an early adopter because at the end of the day, all the Hexicans made their own tokens anyway. So he was just early at it. You know, like everybody did the same thing. But he is vicious and he is mad, and he's gonna bring this whole thing. You know, like the whole Batman thing. Some people just want to see the world burn, and this guy has like an alter ego. You know, like he's crazy. I like watching his stuff because he's so crazy. Like we haven't heard the last from him. That's for sure. Louis D, shout out to you. What do you think about FedCoin and its start with its trial run? Oh man. Very concerning. You know, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan Chase, they're all jumping on the bandwagon. They're testing, and the only thing that can happen is getting rid of our personal freedoms. You know, it was like what Richard Hart says. I'm going to give him credit for this idea, is that, you know, we used to have laws that says people can't go through your mail, you know, and then tech came about, and through tech, they were able to take away our freedoms, and all of our emails are being read. You know what I mean? And now juxtapose that to what's going to happen with FedCoin. They're definitely going to come out like the impending, remember, this is what I'm talking about. This impending crash is a perfect crisis to impose FedCoin on us. And how will it happen? Why will people give away their personal rights and liberties? Because they're going to be going broke and can't feed their family. And they're going to say, hey, download this app, download FedCoin. You have $1,300 there waiting for you. It's going to help with inflation, right? Or something like that. People will willingly, desperately run into this, into their own serfdom, into their own enslavement, into complete, total control by the government. So the first thing they're going to do is just force adoption through a crisis. That's what I think is going to happen. Then, and there's going to be no stipulations. It's going to look great. You know, the Federal Reserve will be able to inject liquidity. They're going to be able to basically make it a smart contract, you know, saying that, hey, you have free money, but you have to spend it in 24 hours because we need liquidity, kind of thing. So it's going to look great on paper, and then the tyrannical stuff will start, and then they're going to do an ESG score. And you know, it's not a conspiracy. All you got to do is watch Davos or the G20, or they call it like the S20 this year or something like that. They're up there talking about this carbon footprint tracker. You know, they're going to do this. They're going to control the masses in the population through this ESG score, this carbon credit score. They're basically trying to make carbon credits, the carbon emissions currency, right? So you have the BRICS nations, they're trying to do commodities like oil and gold and things like that. They're trying to make a central bank digital currency on this, right? Which is a winning strategy, right? We got gold, you know, it's a finite amount. We have, the whole world runs on oil, whether you want to believe it or not. And then, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to do it on carbon credits. So like, hey, you use too much carbon, so you have to buy carbon from credits from somebody else. So now your wallet is shut off. You can't put more fuel in. You can't travel to Thailand. You can't eat more meat because you've used up all your carbon credits. Now you have to buy carbon credits from somebody else. That way they can limit the amount of carbon, right? So already we're not producing anything. The only reason that we have this lifestyle is because we have the global reserve currency and we can print into infinity. That is on the chopping block, and that's going to end, right? So now we're going to base all of this on carbon credits, which is going to hurt reduce carbon. It's going to hurt the economy. We don't have enough solar power or battery power or lithium resources to implement this all green world. Not yet. I'm for green energy, but we don't have it right now. So we're going to hurt our economy. We're going to probably lose the world reserve currency, and the East is going to rise and the West is going to fall. And then what's going to happen? Serfdom. We're going to be, and what's going to happen to the rich and the famous? They can buy as many carbon credits as they want. None of this will apply to them. They'll be flying around in private jets. And what's going to happen to us? We're going to be sitting in our homes, trying not to eat. We'll be eating crickets. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be eating crickets. That's what's going to happen if we let them happen. And they're going to do it. I guarantee you, I promise you, they're going to do it, and they're going to get away with it because they're getting away with everything. And they're not quiet about it. It's called the Great Reset. All you got to do, you just go look on their own website. You'll own nothing and you will be happy. You have to ask yourself, if you own nothing, who will own everything? They will. That's the big plan for world domination. They're literally evil. And but there is, that's why it's important to hold cryptocurrency, because at the end of the day, it's a hedge against the insanity of the world. So yeah, sorry about that, Louis D. Shout out to you, man. That was a great question. Thank you for that one. That's something that we all should be aware of. That's something that I'm very concerned about myself. I definitely want freedom. I definitely, I definitely want, I always said this, and I even said this in the beginning of my channel. The technology is either going to enslave us or it's going to free us, and it's up to us. We're the majority. It's up to us. It's up to being educated. They want to keep you dumb. They want to keep you low testosterone. They want to keep you in the matrix. They want to keep you delivering pizzas and emptying garbage cans so they can run away with all the money. It's all one giant club and you're not in it. And cryptocurrency is our only freaking hope. There's nothing else. Name one thing else that can save us from the system. Nothing. So, it's a scary thing. It's a scary thing. And I'm sorry for being so bearish. I want to have good news, you know what I mean? But I just don't have any right now. Sorry about that. But cryptocurrency is here. So don't, you know, and it's like, I struggle with all my huge, I have a huge Bitcoin bag and I struggle with it. And I'm like, what am I doing with this shit? You know what? It's a pet rock, but it's decentralized enough that it could be a peer-to-peer currency if this like social credit score, ESG, carbon credit score system, it exists outside of the social credit score world. So like it might be a pet rock and it might be, you can't do anything with it. But I'm going to continue to hold it just as a hedge against the insanity of the world. Yeah. So let's jump back in here and see what else we got going on in the news. Let's see. Oh yeah, Tagash, we talked about it. I don't know how to say his name. Oh, FTX hacker to decide to dump into Ren BTC. And here's one thing where Richard Hart is wrong about. Everybody says he's perfect, but he's wrong that you can swap ETH on 1inch.io and you can swap it for a Ren wrapped BTC. And that is exactly what the Hex hacker, aka Sam Bankman Fraud, he has been doing because they are wanting to de-risk out of Ethereum. Because, of course, Ethereum can be stopped. Ethereum can be blacklisted. Ethereum can be banned. USDC has code. We've done a video about this. USDC has in the code, if you look at it, it has a function to stop transactions. They can freeze your USDC. They can freeze your ETH, but they're trying to swap it to Ren BTC, WBTC, and probably unwrap it and hold BTC, which is, of course, unconfiscatable. You've seen what's going on in Brazil right now. They have a disputed election, and the people that are protesting are having their accounts frozen. So yes, Bitcoin is a pet rock, but it's a pet rock that I'm going to keep. If we didn't have this FUD with, if ETH was still proof of work, I would be swapping to ETH. But because it's proof of stake, and majority of the validators are in the United States, majority of the validators are OFAC compliant, and they've shown that they can stop transactions. You know, I'm not interested in. I'm interested in buying more ETH. Like I'm not going to buy more BTC, but I'm not converting. That's super scary. And this is a testament to it. You know, they'd rather have BTC. That just shows you what's decentralized and what's not decentralized. So, I mean, you can hate BTC all you want, says it does nothing, and it probably won't pump. It's turned into gold. You know, like, you know, the old meme of like Peter Schiff, and he's like somewhat young looking, and gold is 1700, and then it's Peter Schiff, and he's old as hell, and gold is 1700. You know, that's kind of what Bitcoin's going to be. But gold is safe, a store of value, you know, so ish, you know, and that's what Bitcoin's going to become. Yes, it's at the top of its S curve. Yes, it'll probably 2x, maybe 3x, you know what I mean? But it's safe and it can't be shut off. And in the world of ESG, carbon credit scores and social credit scores and testing pilots of the CBDC, I'm holding that as a hedge. I'm holding that as a hedge because you can see what's happening in Brazil. It happened the same thing in Canada. But I don't want to go too far off the deep end in conspiracy theories. But yeah, so there you go. The FTX hacker is moving into Ren. Yes, you can buy BTC on 1inch.io, but you have to unwrap it. So it's possible. So you don't have to go on a centralized exchange to get Bitcoin, okay? Or you could wrap it and then go into the ecosystem. Bitcoin is still legit, okay? So let's not hate on Bitcoin too much. Let's see, what else do we got? Okay, so we're all caught up on the news. Let's go through the chat and let's chat a little bit more, and then we're gonna call it so that it's not a two-hour live stream. I don't know how long we've been going, but let's hop in the chat. Where am I at? What up, chat? Got any questions? Thank you, Louis. Thank you, Louis D. Thank you for that. Where are you from? Interesting name. What do you think about Fed? Okay, good insight. I need a better understanding. Thank you, TD, brother. Appreciate you, man. You'll own nothing and they'll be happy. I love that. Last shout out to you, buddy. 730 bang. Because they'll own everything. Yep. Louis D, don't be sorry, bro. The truth hurts. Wolfpack education, brother. Thank you very much. Tech dude, where you been? You're late to class. You're late to class. That's it. Now you have to stay late and rewatch. That's all. Detention. You're in Crypto Weekly Review detention. You're gonna be rewatching this shit late into the night. Hey yo, Boston! Shout out to Boston. Last, BTC doesn't pump just like gold. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it will a little bit, especially from down here. You know, it'll come back. It's still way more volatile, but it's one of those things. Is like, why are you here? Or if you're here for pumps, you know, maybe Bitcoin's not the perfect thing for you, but if you're here for like the staunch libertarian style stuff where you're like, yo, I want freedom, I want security, I want to be outside of this monetary system that can't be frozen or shut off, then that's the case. Then you know, be bullish Bitcoin and don't hate Bitcoin. You know, it's still the daddy, and I won't give up mine. So do you think that Hex can get approved to go public like GBTC? Well, they already have a trust. Now, we've been talking about the trust for quite some time now in the chat. So basically the trust for Hex has been approved by the SEC, but it says right in their paperwork that doesn't mean that the SEC approves Hex as not being a security. Basically, it's kind of like filing your taxes. You know, like you write a bunch of shit down on your taxes and send it in, and they assume you're telling the truth unless you get audited. That's kind of how that works. But there are some preliminary checks, okay? So it's not like they didn't look into it at all either. So that's bullish, because I actually talked to some people that are close to the project, and yes, there have been preliminary checks into that trust, into Hex itself, and they were deemed, it was deemed, without a full-blown SEC investigation, it was deemed decentralized enough, but it does not co-sign for Hex because that trust exists. But there already is something like that, simply because that trust requires people to be accredited investors, which means if you're an accredited investor, you can already invest in securities anyway, okay? So it doesn't matter if it's a security or not, kind of. So that's yet to be determined as well, but it looks good for Hex. It does. And look, I'm the guy that always tells you straight, and I'm telling you, it looks good for Hex, but it doesn't co-sign that it's not a security, okay? Do you think Cardano is a security? Absolutely. I mean, in what context? I don't want to like jump off the, like, I don't want to get too bearish and stuff like that, but it had a token sale. You know what I mean? And it's not that decentralized. I'm not that close to Cardano. I don't know how many validators it has, but it's more like an Ethereum. It just has different code, and it's just a whole nother programming language, you know, and not as much validators and not as decentralized. So, I mean, if ETH is, then Cardano is. You know, and the SEC chairman, Gary Gensler, after he was, you know, taking bong rips with Sam Bankman-Fried in the Bahamas and being totally in that cesspool, he says that the security, that 99% of these could be labeled as securities. So if ETH is, then Cardano is, which is funny, because say what you want about the launch of Hex, it's actually decentralized. I mean, it's more decentralized than Cardano. 60% of validating in ETH is in United States, and you know what I mean, like in centralized pools that expect profit from the work of others, of the Ethereum Foundation. I mean, I don't know what the Hex influencers have been up to, or what kind of syndicate they had going, or what, I don't know. I can't comment on that. But I mean, it just seems more decentralized to me. And that's crazy, I know. But like, it's a smart contract that you interact with on the cloud. You know what I mean? There's some tricky parts to it, but yeah. I mean, I think it's more of a security than Hex. Oh my God. No wonder, man. My old school, like, crypto friends hate me. What am I saying? But that, to me, in my mind, it is, okay? So sorry about that. Thanks for your advice. Hey, shout out to you guys. We made it through the chat. We made it through the news. I think I'm going to end it a little bit sooner than usual, instead of going 2 hours this time. Save a little steam for next time, and give the people who might want to click this channel for their first time, and they don't see 2 hours of craziness. Okay, so thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Join the Wolf Pack, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. I love you, and I'll miss you. Goodbye.